Is it easier to date a friend or is it easier to date a stranger?
It's not that I don't require much because I require a lot because I know the
Mhm,
kind of woman that I am.
mhm.
But I'm just so easygoing that I make a man want to do the most for me.
People are in their
People
feelings.
are in
Like
their
we've all
feelings.
been there.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
always in my feelings 24/7, 365.
Life is short. You either fail or you succeed. Either
Mhm.
way, it's a lesson. Either way, it's an experience. FAMU.
FAMU
That's
girl, this
it.
is how you know I did not go to HBCU.
I'm not a three strikes person. I'll give you about two strikes
Mhm.
and then I just fall off. There's no need to like really communicate. Cause I always say, like, if I'm not friends with somebody,
Mhm.
99.9.9.9 is because of them.
Hey, honesties, welcome back to season 2 with your host Zena, aka Top Tier Z. I hope you guys are enjoying your summer because I sure am. I just got back home from St. Lucia, but we'll discuss that another day. I'm ready to get into my conversation with today's guest, who is no stranger to her own talk show. Turn up with Nyla.
Turn me up, Nyla.
Turn me up, Nyla. How I get that wrong is beyond me. Okay, but welcome, Nyla.
Thanks, Boo. Thank you for having me.
It's my pleasure. Thank you for being here. How are you today?
I'm good. Like I told you off camera, I know that I have my own show, but it's
Mhm.
always very weird for me to be on the other side, like being interviewed. So
I love when
I
my
did
guests
give
say
you that.
that because it's like, at first of all, I feel so special. So thank you. And
You're
then
welcome.
secondly, it's like a challenge for me to like make you comfortable
Mhm.
enough to like speak openly.
Okay, good.
So let's do that. In order to get there, I'm gonna ask you 5 questions of this or that. You give your response,
Okay.
and I'll decide what I want to do next.
Okay,
Okay.
let's go.
I'm gonna start it off easy. First question: do you prefer sneakers or heels? It's would you rather?
Ooh. Um, honestly, I'm definitely a sneakers kind of chick. I love to put on a sexy heel, but if I
Mhm.
had to have a choice, I'd definitely put on a pair of kicks.
What did you go with today? Show them. You gonna show the
Oh, I
camera
got on
what
heels
she got
today.
on
I had
today?
to break
Oh,
out the heels for
she
you,
put it on
You a
today.
little cute.
Thank you. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. You're big with music, so
Mhm.
Hot 97 or 105.1?
Definitely Hot 97. I grew up on Hot
Ooh,
97.
okay.
Yeah.
As far as like the DJ, listen, both of them play too much commercials for me. I don't like
Yeah,
commercials.
I mean, if we're gonna be honest, I'm not really going any of them because they all play the same songs. But
Mhm.
just for me, just growing up in New York City, like Hot 97 is very nostalgic for me. I definitely have a lot of friends that play on both
Station.
stations as well.
Mhm.
Yeah, but just Hot 97 is it for me.
Would you rather a loyal man or a provider?
Loyalty over everything.
Ooh, that was easy.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
a no-brainer. I do loyalty with everyone over everything. I don't play that. So yeah.
Okay. Listen, I've had the women who like provider. I've been loyal. Give me
No,
the man
I
with the
get it. I could
money.
provide for myself though, but I like loyalty just means everything.
Mhm.
Like I don't want a man that's providing for me that's doing shit behind my back.
Mhm.
So I'd rather you just
Provide
yeah.
loyalty. How about
Hello, there we go. We get both
that?
of them, right? 2 for 1. I like that.
Would you rather talk on the phone or send a text?
Definitely text messages all day.
Really?
All day. I hate I cringe when people call my phone sometimes. Like, yeah, I do not like talking
Does
on
your
the phone.
phone stay on do not disturb?
My ringer's always off.
Girl, mine too.
Like, I can't even tell you how many years I've had my ringer on. I know it sucks because people are like, it can be an emergency. And I'm like, yeah, well, just keep texting me. I'll respond.
No, I'm the same exact way. Like my phone lives on do not disturb.
Mhm.
That ring button doesn't come off. Like I like voice notes. That's what I like.
Oh, I love those. Yeah,
Yes.
I like those
It's
too.
right in the
Yeah,
middle,
I
right?
like that. Yeah, I do like those. Yeah,
Hey, when it comes to dating, do you like to do the impressing or do you like being impressed?
I love to be impressed.
What are some ways a man can impress you?
Um, some ways to impress me. Just knowing things that I like. I like
Mhm.
little things. I'm not really like it really is. I know it's super cliche to say, but it really is the little things for me. Just somebody just remembering, like my favorite food or knowing like a movie that I love and maybe like we coming over, and he has a movie there and there's like food my favorite
Food
food
that you
in the
like.
movie. You know, like just little things that most people don't think about. You know, I love compliments. I love when a man notices little things like when you cut your hair or like
Girl, they
the
be
nail
noticing
polish.
with the hair, with the shortcut. I'd be like,
Yeah.
you know, I got my hair done yesterday.
Yeah.
Be like, really? It looks the same.
That's the worst when they say it looks the same. I'm like, all
I'd be
right.
like, I hate it today,
Yeah,
but
exactly.
okay.
So yeah,
So thoughtful little things.
absolutely.
Listen, man, a lot of women say that, but then you have the women who say the little things, but they be lying. They be wanting
No, I'm
everything.
dead serious with that. Like I really am a super easygoing woman. Like it's not that I don't require much because I require a lot because I know the
Mhm,
kind of woman that I am.
mhm,
But I'm just so easygoing that I make a man want to do the most for me, you know,
mm,
because
mhm,
I'm not looking for it.
mhm.
But because I'm such a vibe and I'm so good to be around and I know how to reciprocate that, they're just gonna want to do that, you know?
No, it's a
Yeah.
fact. She is a vibe. She is a vibe. She be creating the vibes. Like for
You're a
those who
vibe.
don't,
That's why we became friends.
they
'Cause
don't
you're a
know
vibe.
though.
Oh
They don't
yeah.
know.
She's a super, super vibe, yeah.
Thank you. You know, I get shy. Stop. I know these people are
We'll talk
watching.
about
Like
how we met another time.
we can talk about
I
it
think that was
now.
so cute how we met.
Yeah,
So
let's
we
do it.
met at our mutual friend.
Moosey, shout out to
Shout out
Moosey.
Moosey Wins. He had a listening
No, his
event.
clothing
It
line
was for the
release.
clothing line. Yeah, it was for the
Mm-hmm.
release. And she, you know what I love? I love a pretty black girl that has no problem giving compliments
Mm-hmm.
and like talking. Cause some girls are very
They be so
standoffish.
stush.
Yeah, like
They don't speak.
Zena was just like, "You're cute. I like your haircut." I'm like, "Girl, you cute. I like your hair." And we just like connected and we chilled the
Mm-hmm.
whole time. And she comes out and she supports me. So
That's
shout out to
really
you.
it. Stop.
Yeah.
Thank you. Shout out to you. Because I'd be like, oh, she in Brooklyn. She playing tonight. I'm in there. I be by myself. Like, I be happy with my boo.
Me
Like, let's
too.
go. We
You pull
out.
up
Like,
though. You pull up.
and it's always a good time. I look forward to hearing you play because I feel like you play for both sexes, right?
Mhm.
It's like, at I look at DJs like you guys set the vibe and set the tone
Absolutely.
for the event, the whatever situation it is. Like, it's your responsibility, right? And you got to read the room. And I feel like a lot of DJs don't be reading the
They
room
don't.
and they
They
be
don't.
playing for
Say
themselves.
that again. Let
Like,
them know. Say, look in the camera and let them know. Y'all do not be playing for the room at all.
read the room
Yeah.
and play for the people and
Mhm.
set the vibe. This is not your time to shine. It is your time to shine, but shine with what people want to hear, not for
Exactly. Not
yourself.
just what you want to hear or just for one genre of people. Like, you have to like,
Yes.
because sometimes you got to look, because you might play something that people ain't really fucking with.
Mm-hmm.
So as a DJ, you just got to know how to pivot really quickly.
Mm-hmm.
I think that I've been doing it for a pretty long time. So I think I've grasped
How long?
a good sense. I've been DJing now like for at least about 10 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, it wasn't, I want to say maybe like in the past, like maybe 5 or 6 years is when I was really like, okay, let's really do this. Cause I was doing it
Mm-hmm.
and doing other things.
More like a hobby, like something
Yeah.
I know I like.
And I know I was
Right.
good at, but I
Yeah.
wasn't really going full steam like I should have.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
And what are ways I can ask, like, how do you learn to pivot, right? Because there's,
Hmm.
even like with you, there's times you play stuff and like you said, there's a certain group who may like it, there's a
Yeah.
certain group who may not like it, right? So when in that moment, how do you decide this is what I'm gonna play next? Like, do you just keep a couple like bangers in the tuck that you know, like,
Yeah, I mean, just from playing for so long, I kind of know like certain songs that just no matter what room you're in, it's just gonna hit.
Mhm,
I think, I mean, just if I do say so myself, I think I'm really good with just knowing music and knowing
mhm,
what good music is. Like I have that ear. So but I'm also one of those DJs who's not afraid to throw something on that traditionally you probably wouldn't hear
mhm.
at an event or a party. And I think because of that, I think that's really what sets me and a lot of DJs apart, that I'm not playing like everybody else. I'm not
Yeah,
keeping it safe,
yeah.
I don't mind
Mm.
like throwing on something that might be a B-side song, but I know people like the song and they probably have never heard it in a party,
Mhm.
and I do it and it usually wins.
I'm not gonna hold you. Those are like the best moments. Like when you're not expecting to hear something, especially because I feel like a lot of people these days they recycle the same.
Absolutely.
I don't know what you call
Discography. It's hard for me to say it too.
Thank you. That's the word, right? So they recycle, right?
Yeah.
So like even as a listener or someone who's just here for a good time, when I hear that thing I'm not expecting to hear, like it definitely does hit like, oh, she talking to my soul. Like,
and that's what I like. That's the reaction that I like.
Yeah. And
so even if it's one or two people that has that kind of reaction,
you take it.
Yeah, I love that.
Okay. I do want to ask you this. I have to ask you this because I see on the internet all the time, they're like, women are ruining the club scene or like the going out scene because DJs play good music and all they want to do is dance on their friends. They don't want to mingle with the men, yada, 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 right? From your perspective as a DJ, what can you say to that? Is that true or do you think it's obviously situational to some extent, but based on your observation, I'm not sure if you observe your crowds that much when you play.
Yeah.
But who do you think is not vibing?
I mean, I'm always playing for women. Like that's number one. I mean, guys are gonna fuck with it just because like I said, I know good music. But for me, like getting the women to dance is more important than anything else. And as far as them dance, I mean, girls have always loved to go out and with their friends and dance on their friends. I mean, we're not really in that time where we really just want a random guy like running up on us, like dancing behind us. I mean, obviously, it's cool if they want to like catch a vibe with you and talk and buy a drink, but I don't really know if are guys really like out. Are y'all really out here like expecting girls to just be grinding on you?
They really act like we're 16 years
You
old.
say yeah? Really? Okay. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, that's like a high school party right there. Like,
that's what I'm saying. Like, what? That is nuts. Like, go buy a drink if you want someone to like.
That's definitely the best way to get a girl's attention is definitely buy her a drink. Let's start by that. Don't be sucking your teeth over there, okay?
They think just because the music's playing and I'm feeling it, I'm just supposed to like,
or just have good combo. Like come correct with something. Say something nice, like, yo, your outfit is fly. Like
give
your
me a
hair is cute.
compliment.
I love your shoes. Say something funny.
Yeah,
I love a funny guy.
Ooh, those are the best. You just got me excited.
For me, I love a funny guy. I love somebody who can make me laugh. So that's definitely the.
Now that you say that, I'm just gonna pivot. Give me first. I want your top 3 songs, right? That you keep in the tuck.
Oh my god.
That you know is gonna hit. And then I want your top 3 qualities in a man.
Damn, you putting me on the spot. Okay. So for songs, damn.
She's like, only 3?
That always hit. I mean, honestly, when it comes to the females, like right now, like you can't go wrong if you playing a Sexy Red, a Glorilla, a Megan, a Cardi. Like you can't go wrong with that. Like as much as people hate on Sexy, like she's not the best, but she's authentic, and authenticity is really what sells a lot. That's why people really fuck with Cardi B. And it's just empowerment songs. Like girls just love songs where we just shaking
where they get to feel themselves and like all eyes on them type of thing.
Exactly. They love that. So those are always gonna work. What's another song that always worked? It's kind of a throwback, but I feel like I don't know how it works now because of all the shit that Diddy's been in, but like All About the Benjamins, I feel like when I throw that on, that's just a song. Like it doesn't matter how old or young people are, you throw that on, it just always like gets a super great response.
That's a fact. I can attest to that.
And then any trap song, like I just love trap. Like I love Jeezy. I love, like
Old Walker, hand of applause.
Come on.
Yeah.
Waka Flocka, yeah. I mean, Lil Baby, Gunna, all of those things kind of work. It just, just kind of like I said, it just depends on the crowd. A song that I know that might always work somewhere might not work
elsewhere. Yeah. So. Oh, those are good. Those are good. Good range. Because you did like new school, you did old school, and you did like right in the middle.
Exactly,
like I see what you did.
Or reggae. There. Like in New York City, like you can't go wrong with reggae. I'm not a reggae DJ, and I actually get annoyed when people want me to play too much reggae, but like reggae or like a good Afrobeat song is something else that works. Okay,
especially in
so
the
the
summertime.
guy question.
The hard part.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's the hardest one, right? The songs are kind of easy. So you said
top 3 qualities in a man.
Ooh, top 3 qualities in a man. Well, we talked about loyalty.
So that one's out
Okay,
because we already know
can't
that's
use
like
that one.
number one. Or like things you like, because you said you like a man who's funny.
Yeah, I love
right?
funny.
So-
I love thoughtful. Okay, if we could just go, I'm gonna just spit them out. So I love funny. I love thoughtful. I just love great personality. I like somebody who just really likes to have fun. I'm a very like spontaneous, have fun kind of person.
And you need someone to match that energy.
Yeah, exactly. I definitely like a man that, just knows how to be a man. Like I mean, I don't know if that really describes it, but you should know, like,
If you know,
just,
you know.
that's
Like
just that energy. Like
yeah.
obviously I've been cursing, so I can keep cursing. Like,
Yeah.
I'm just that nigga. You
Yeah.
walk in a room and he has that kind of presence, and he just makes you feel safe, and he just makes you feel like I got you, like whatever it is that you need, like you safe around me, you can have a good time. So confidence, I guess that really would be it.
It was
Just a
at the tip
confident
of my
man.
tongue.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like those. Those are
Yeah.
some good ones. I like all of those too. I know you went to FAMU.
FAMU.
FAMU, girl.
This
This is how you know I did not go to HBCU, because if you went to HBCU, you know it's FAMU.
FAMU, yeah. It's the only HBCU we should ever talk about.
Don't let the Howard girls come for you now.
Period. I said what I said. I'm gonna look in the camera and say it.
Tell me, what is this pride? Because everyone I know who's
Mhm.
gone to FAMU.
Yeah.
First of all, what's the acronym? What does it stand
So
for?
it's Florida A&M University.
University.
Yeah.
Okay.
Florida Agricultural and Mechanical University, but nobody says all of that.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it doesn't sound half
It
at
doesn't.
school.
Yeah, we just say FAMU. Yeah, right.
What did you study?
Girl, what didn't I study? So I went in there first as a criminal justice major. Then I went to music and then psychology, but I ended up leaving.
Okay.
A lot of people don't know that. I ended up leaving in like kind of like my third year. College was just never for me. I'm gonna be honest. It was just something I did for my mom. But picking an HBCU, and I say this all the time, was the best choice I could have ever made.
Why
It's
is
literally just the experience, the friendships, going to school in the South, like me being from New York, it really exposed me to just different culture. I was able to go to school that are people from the South, from the Midwest, from the West, from the East, just everywhere.
So all different walks of life, like kind of diversify your
and
outlook.
just being around Black people, like that's just. I went to a Catholic school, so I went to a Catholic school that was very mixed, like Spanish, white, Asian, Black, but it's just nothing like being surrounded that are Black people that are come from different walks of life, but you still all have very like much of the same interests.
Yes.
And it's just your real first taste of freedom. Like
no, that's a
you wild out. We wild out. We did a lot. I learned how to drink Hennessy.
When you say college wasn't for you, like it kind of makes sense, because when you like speak about like just kind of switching of your major, like I did criminal justice too. That's a funny thing. And I went to journalism, and it was like I didn't finish either. I had like a couple credits left. But it was like there's this sometimes I feel like you don't want to box yourself in and restrict yourself, right? Like when you choose a major, when you choose a minor, it's kind of like this is my focus, all my energy, I have to like excel in these areas and these subjects, right? So it's like I can't even explore other areas that whether it's an elective I may be interested in, because one, I probably don't have the time or the money. I kind of forget, honestly, I haven't been in college in so long. I kind of forget that you pay per course, so it's like, especially as a creative, it's hard sometimes to just focus on one thing at a time.
That was my problem right there, what you just said. I did well in school, but I never loved it. I've always been a creative, always, like that was just, I was always into music. I was always into acting.
Mm.
Um, and I just was like, I'm kind of wasting my time. I'm kind of out here having the best time of my life, but am I really doing what I love or something that I can see myself like, down the line, like this is my career?
Mm.
And I was just like, yeah, this is just not it.
And then, like, what was like that deciding factor for you? Like, what was the catalyst to be like, all right, I'm done. This is not for me, and my mom is just gonna have to accept
Honestly, I
this is
lost my
it.
financial aid, to be
Oh,
100 with you.
okay.
Like I lost my financial aid, and like we said, it's expensive,
Mhm.
and I didn't receive like in-state tuition at that time. So my mom was like, "Yo, what are we doing?"
Yeah.
So I was like, "Oh, okay. Well, I guess we can go back to New York." So I came back, but I always knew that I wanted to pursue my acting and move to LA.
Mhm.
So when I left school and I came back to New York, was here for like a summer, and then I just grinded it out, made money, and I left and I moved to LA. I didn't know anyone out there. I knew my mother's friend who I
Mhm.
stayed with in Glendale for a couple of months. And then, like every starving artist, actress, actor, you work at a restaurant.
Yeah. Mhm. That's
So I
it.
worked at a restaurant, and I met a lot of my close friends there that I'm still friends to this day who are like successful actors as well.
Mhm.
And that was just it. I was just like, all right, this is what I want to do.
What are some things you acted in?
Believe it or not, when I lived in LA, one of the first, it was a background role, but one of the first films that I did was Dreamgirls.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I knew I saw someone in there that looked like you.
You
No,
serious,
I'm
girl?
dead
No.
serious. No,
Really?
was your hair short back then too?
It was short.
I'm telling you,
Don't
like
play with me. I
I'm
think it's not
dead
me because I
serious.
was
I think I
definitely on
saw
some background
you.
actress shit. So really?
I
Okay.
because I have bad short-term memory. Long term is actually good.
Okay.
Like this is long term. I'm talking
Uh-huh.
about. Like
That's
it's
hilarious
really
if you
clicking.
really saw me. Okay, yeah. So that was one of the first things I did.
That is really good though.
Yeah.
Like to just up and leave and be like, where did you get that confidence? Like, where did you know? Like, was it like all or nothing for you, or it was like, all right, I know I gotta make this work, so
Mhm.
I'm gonna do what I need to do,
Yeah.
or
I think I've always been just somebody who's never been afraid. The fact that I was like, okay, I'm going to school in Florida. It's Tallahassee, Florida. I'm from the Bronx. Like that alone was like, okay, we're just doing this. Like I've just always
Mhm.
been one of those very fearless people. Like I have that tattoo behind my ear, fearless. I'm just very much so like life is short. You either fail or you succeed. Either
Mhm.
way, it's a lesson. Either way, it's an experience. There's nothing really to lose. And everything that I've done, whether how successful or unsuccessful it was, I don't regret it at all because it's actually molded me into the person that I am. So
I
yeah,
love that you say that
yeah.
because I did want to ask what are some values that going to FAMU
Mm-hmm.
instilled in you, just being around like successful Black
Yeah.
individuals, like who they're hungry, they want it too, right? And I feel like honestly, just to go to any university, but especially an HBCU and
Mm-hmm.
especially like one that's so accredited,
Very,
you have to, there's like this pride.
very,
So being like
very.
around people in that mindset, like what are the most important things you learned, or how did that shape you into who you are today?
Well, the pride thing, you don't really understand it while you're there. You
Mhm.
understand it when you leave and you meet so many other people that are from there and you realize like how much we had such a great experience and how we're so like thankful for it and we have so many stories and you know the pride literally happens after. It
Mhm.
doesn't, you don't realize that in that
In the
moment
moment, got
how
it.
prideful or how impactful going to whichever HBCU school that you went to, but later on in life because you meet so many people,
Mhm.
doesn't matter how old or how much younger they are, that go to the same school. And it really is like it's like even without like pledging like a fraternity or sorority, it really is, what's the word that I want to use? It's a currency because once you meet people that are from there,
Yeah.
like people get jobs
Yes.
just saying like I'm from there. People look
Mhm.
out for you. Like I can go anywhere in the world and I have friends, that I met there that are like,
Mhm.
"Yo, come stay with me," or like put you on to things. So it's a built-in family that
That's a
you
fact.
that you get from going specifically, like I said, to an HBCU. And that is what brings the pride.
Mhm.
Just knowing that, you guys all went through the same experience. No matter like the times that you guys went, it doesn't
Yeah.
matter. Like everybody just looks out for each other.
Yeah. It is a currency for sure. Because
Mhm.
even like my best friend is in a sorority.
Okay.
And I remember
Is
like
she
we
an
were,
AKA?
yeah, she's an
Oh,
AKA. We were traveling
AKA
one
is about to
time.
run the world. They about to run the
Girl,
world.
that pink and green stay
Kamala Harris
everywhere.
is about to win, and AKA is about to be.
Oh, they're about to go off. Yes.
Yeah.
I completely forgot.
Mhm.
But like at the airport, I think like waived the bag fee or something because they saw like
You
her
see?
AK
Yeah.
thingy, and it was
Yeah.
like I don't think a lot of us like realize that,
Mhm.
like growing up, or especially when you hear like some of the things you have to go through to pledge or
Yeah.
like to be in that brotherhood or sisterhood. It's like, no, I'm not doing that, right? But similarly to an HBCU, and I feel like that's why there's like so much politics around it these days.
Yeah.
Like they're trying to kind of, they don't want to fund it. They don't want us to have that for us.
Of
Like
course not, because it just it's power in numbers. So it's like
mhm.
they don't want us to be able to come together to support each other and stuff like that. So yeah, that's all. We could literally talk about like
We
how they're
could.
trying to take money away from HBCUs and have a whole
Yeah.
discussion about that because that's crazy to me.
But it's actually nice to like see them like stand firmly, like stand on
Mhm.
business
Mhm.
and have it be like something where it's like, nah, this is ours.
Yeah.
Like we value this. We're gonna make it work how we make it work.
Absolutely.
You know? Um, I do wanna ask you, with college, right, university, or just being in this industry,
Mhm.
you build friendships, you lose friendships and so forth, right? As an adult, I find it now, I'm like, I'm having a lot of new people come into my life.
Mhm.
And it's like you try to navigate like where to place them, what's the reason, what's the intention, and so forth. So I do want to ask, like, what are some principles or foundations you think make a strong female adult friendship?
Mm. That's a good question. Um, I've definitely never been one of those people that know new friends,
Mm-hmm.
because there's some people that I've known for years that are not in my life anymore that I've had to get rid of. And the newer people that I've met have brought more to my life and and poured more into me than they have.
Mm-hmm.
So really it's just first and foremost it's the connection that I build with somebody, but also just going back to the word loyalty. Like it's just really the loyalty. What is this person that's coming to your life, like what are they adding to it, what are you
Mm-hmm.
adding to them, because
That part.
I'm not a one-way person. Like I very much so, my friendships are very very two-way street.
Reciprocal.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I pour on my friends just the same way they pour into me. So I don't know, it just because like like a lot of people come into your life for a reason, for a season.
Yeah.
So you do have to figure that out. I have definitely met some people recently that that have come, and I've realized that they came for a reason, and maybe
Mm-hmm.
the reason was they connected me to other people
Mm-hmm.
that that I'm still friends with, and I'm not friends with the person that I met them through.
Yeah.
So I don't know. For me, I don't really know what it is. I just know when I meet somebody and I know they're a good person. And I know they're there for me and I'm there for them. Like I'm a Taurus. Taurus people are the most ride or die for anyone.
Y'all are loyal to the
So
T.
yeah. So I don't really do things like, if I do it, I mean, I need that back from you. I mean, I expect that, but
Mm-hmm.
that's just not where my loyalty or the good things that I do for people come from. It just comes from because I just like to see people win,
Mm-hmm.
and I like to do good things for people because it just makes me happy. So,
You're such a
yeah.
sweetheart.
Oh, you getting sensitive on me?
No, I'm never sensitive. I'll joke.
But don't get it twisted. I'm from the Bronx,
And she a
and I'm with
Taurus.
all the smoke when need be. Like don't
Because that's my biggest concern sometimes. It's
uh-huh.
like people, that saying, people like to take kindness for
Weakness,
weakness.
yeah.
And so when like forging new friendships or
Mhm.
building new relationships, it's kind of like using your discernment
Yeah.
to realize like, okay, this person may not have the best intentions, or they're only here
Yeah.
for gain of
Absolutely.
themselves,
Yeah.
And I think it's been a little difficult for me
Okay.
because I've been like, I'm not on no new friends either,
Okay.
right? I'm very open to meeting new people, But similarly to what you said, is
Mhm.
what are you bringing to me and vice versa? What am I pouring into you?
Yeah.
And I think because I'm older and now because I have better discernment,
Yeah.
like I won't try to like build on those friendships. Like, I'm quicker to cut it off, pretty much,
Absolutely.
right? Because
I
I'm
will say
like,
that.
I already know this is not it.
Mhm.
And I kind of don't owe you anything per se because we don't have history. Like sometimes when you have history, it's a little more difficult.
It is.
You know, like this is my friend I've known since I was 10 years old.
Mhm.
Like we have all these memories we built on so much. And not saying that exactly what you said, right? Because you could know someone for 20 years and know someone for 2 years or 2 months and they treat you better than that person you've known
Absolutely.
for a very
Yeah.
long time. But I found myself sometimes like feeling guilty, like, oh damn, like things were going great, and then here I just gotta cut it off.
Oh no, I
Like,
have no problem cutting anybody off. Like,
do you have the difficult conversations, or are you more like,
no, I don't. There's no like. I let people X themselves out. You know, like I'll give you. I'm not a 3 strikes person. I'll give you about 2 strikes.
mhm,
And then I just fall off. Like there's no need to like really communicate. Cause I always say like, and if I'm not friends with somebody,
mhm,
99.9.9.9 is because of them.
got it.
That like you can add. There's nobody in these streets that could be like, oh, I don't fuck with Nyla. And if they are, they're lying. You know, like real talk. Like
They lie to
I'm a
themselves.
really I'm a solid person. What you see is what you get.
Mhm,
So if we don't fuck with each other, it's because you did something, and most of those people try to make their way back, whether it's a man, whether it's a woman. So, like I said, I'll give you a chance. You know, I might really not call you out on it, but
mhm,
I'm taking notes,
mhm.
and then when I gotta make my exit, I'm gonna make it quietly.
Are you are
Yeah.
you into? I'm gonna make it
Why are you
quietly.
laughing?
It's I'm gonna make it quietly. Like I'm not even gonna say anything to you because I was gonna ask, like, are you into rebuilding friendships, right? So, for example,
Mhm.
I had someone I was friends with maybe like 3
Okay.
years, and something happened with her fiance at the time, and he was very rude to me, and she like just took the back seat. Like
Mm.
never heard from her after that, right? And recently she's made her way back in. Like I'm talking about to the point where it's like try to get me fired from my job, just like a lot.
What?
Yeah. I'll tell you off camera. It was
Okay.
a lot though. And so now she's back taking accountability for her lack of action back then. And I get that because, you know, like sometimes if you're dating someone, honestly, I don't know, to be quite honest with me.
Yeah, I'm
Because
about to say I don't.
if you're,
But there are some women that get blinded, and yeah, okay, I
and so
understand
they
where you're
they
going.
defend the man. It's like I have to
Mhm.
stand by my man. I have to like I can't even let him know this is fucked up
Yeah.
because that's my man, you know? And it's like, I'm at a stage in my life where I've forgiven you.
Mhm.
I don't really forget, unless if it happened yesterday, because, you know, the short term is bad. But, you know, forgetting is the hardest part,
Mhm.
right? So, like, if you've already forgiven
Yeah.
someone, for you, is there room for like reconciliation?
There is, but I don't think it'll ever get back to where it was before,
Mm,
depending on what it was. I don't really double back
mhm,
on friendships or exes.
mhm.
I'm kind of like, once we're done, we're done. Unless
No
you're like,
spinning that block.
yeah, yeah. Oh, that block list is long. So yeah, like I don't know. I guess it just all depends on what the reason was, you know? That is just not tolerable because I would never let my man disrespect anyone because I'm going to
Hmm.
check him.
Exactly.
Whether I do it on the side, you know, not in
Hmm.
front, but you know, I'm going to check him because I would never want him to make anyone, especially another woman, feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So like it really depends on what the issue was
Hmm.
and how serious it was to me and how much time has gone. If I'm like in a different space in my life where I'm like, okay, you know, we can try this again. But I haven't really experienced that. Usually if I'm done with somebody, I'm done.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think like
I
when
don't
have
know
I
about this
had
girl though. I
to.
feel like you should be done with her. We gonna talk more about
We-
this though. I'm that friend. I'm that friend that's like, girl, we done.
she
We
had you
done. Yeah.
fucked up that
Yeah,
you gonna
exactly. Like, yeah.
okay. I think that's my concern with like taking certain people back in because
Yeah.
it's like you've already shown me your colors. You know how they say like a snake doesn't shed its skin or like a tiger doesn't
Mm-hmm.
change its stripes, right? And so like in the back of my head is the expectation that you're gonna do something again,
Again, yeah.
whether it's to that same extent or it's a little more, it's more minute.
Yeah.
But the point is, you're doing it again. And I think when you, me personally, when I give someone another chance, it's like now it's even shorter.
Yeah.
Like my tolerance
Exactly.
for the BS is like
yeah.
at an all-time minimum because it's like you already had me fucked up. I gave you a chance and now you still got me fucked up. Like
yeah.
you just don't
So
respect
it's like you
me.
kind of you put limitations on it. So I think that's why I don't double back on stuff because it's
Mhm.
never gonna be the same. In the back
Mhm.
of my mind, I'm always be like on guard, like ready for
Yeah.
you to do some shit. And that's just not what a friendship is for me.
Mhm.
I want to be able to just trust you, you know, like not worry about you doing some fucked up shit again. So it's like if you did it once, most people don't really change.
That is true.
Yeah.
That is very true. How do you feel about since we're on friendships and we kind of spoke about the man, would you ever date a guy who's been your friend for years and you know they have a love interest in you? Would you be open?
I've done that before.
Really?
Yeah.
Tell me how that went.
Well, I'm not married. I'm not with any of them anymore. So,
Mhm.
but there are some that I still remain friends with. Yeah. Sometimes you just realize that it's just like you really are just better off as
As
friends,
friends.
you know? Like, um, being friends with someone and dating somebody are two different things.
That's a fact.
You start to see a different side of them.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, the couple times I have done it, it did ruin the friendship. So I don't do it like that often, but I have before.
Can I ask
Um,
you how? Like, how did I want a story time?
okay.
Like, did they express interest in you? Like, were you openly receptive? Like, were they friend zone for a while? You know what I mean? Because
It's been
there's
all of
so many.
those. It's been all of those scenarios. I mean, for the most part, you know when a man is into you.
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
this.
you
You
do.
know off rip.
Mhm.
So it's usually us as women that, you know, we either gonna throw them something that makes them feel like they can, you know, pursue it, or they're
Mhm.
just like, she's so cool. I just want to be her friend. You know, she's not really giving me any like, you
Like
know,
romantic
yeah, you know,
interest.
and they're
Yeah.
okay with that.
Mhm.
And some genuinely just want to be your friend and they're not like trying you in any way.
Mhm.
So I'm trying to think of like
Like, is it easier to date a friend or is it easier to date a stranger?
hmm,
I'm asking myself this question
I
too.
mean,
I mean, I've never dated a friend, but I would.
I would say
Curious.
friend because that person really knows you.
Yeah.
You know? They
Mhm.
really, really know you. And you know, depending on how long you've been friends with them. Like I think that actually is like such a great love story. I would love that. So let me think of anybody I'm friends with right now. Like I can imagine like being friends with somebody for like 5, 10 years and you guys have never acted on it. And then you
Mhm.
guys have always like did your own thing. You've dated here and there. Y'all have given each other advice. And then one day y'all just wake up like,
We
we're
still both
supposed to be
single?
together. Yeah, we're both single. Let's try this. And then it
Mhm.
works. So I don't know. Yeah, I've dated some friends and like I said, it was it was cool. Some didn't work. Some I'm not friends with, some I'm still very good friends with. I
How are
don't
you
know.
I am curious as, like, how are you guys able to navigate, like, still being friends after? Like, because I feel like for that in order for that to happen, like, the
Mhm.
breakup has to be, like, a very mutual
Yeah.
decision, right? And I don't feel like a lot of breakups are mutual, to
It's
be
never that.
honest, right? And then it's like sometimes people feel like because we were friends
Mhm.
before, like, just because I wanna break up with you, they're like, "Damn, you really gonna do me like that?" But it's like, "But you're not feeding
Yeah,
me, you know, how I
it's just not
want you
working.
to."
Yeah.
So how are you able to still navigate those friendships post relationship?
Well for me, nobody's ever broken up with me.
Me
I've
either.
always broken
Well,
up
I'm
with
like, I always
somebody.
get broken up with.
Yeah, like I've never no, I've never had a man like break up with me. Any
Wow.
situations I left, whatever the reason was.
Mhm.
And like I said, going back to what I said earlier, I'm really like such a cool ass
Mhm.
chick. So it's like even if we broke up, there's like, yo, you're such a great friend. I still don't want to lose that.
Mhm.
Like, even if you maybe like took some time away from each other because it's just like, okay, it's kind of fresh. We moved to this space. So let's take some time out,
Mhm.
but we still stay friends. I have like a really good friend that I went to college with. Um, that we were friends first and we dated, didn't work. We kind of had a little falling out,
Mhm.
but to this day, like that's my dog, So I don't know. I just, from my experience, like I said, I've always just walked away from it. So,
I think that shows though like how people value you. Cause it's like if you value me just
hmm
for me,
yeah,
whether the relationship doesn't work out, like you
hmm
would still value me, right?
absolutely.
Whereas you have those people who are selfish where it's like, well, I can't have you
So I don't
romantically.
even want you at all.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. And I think that's very telling
yeah,
of like what you thought of me. Not this entire time per
yeah.
se, but I don't know, because when people are in their feelings, people are in their feelings.
People and
Like
they
we've all
feelings.
been there.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm always in my feelings 24/7, 365. So I know what that's like,
Mhm.
but it's like after time has passed, like it's all right, well, damn, I really do miss
Yeah.
that friendship. Like
That's what needs to happen though. The
exactly,
time needs
yeah.
to pass and you need to think about the great things about that person, and is
Yeah.
it something that you feel like is missing in your life and
Mhm.
you're willing to get out your feelings and just be like, yo, like, I miss you.
Mhm.
Like, can we just kind of at least try to go back to, what it was that we had before,
Yeah.
that we tried to, kind of do this thing.
I feel
So
like that should be easier because I'm like, we were friends before, so you know my heart, right?
exactly.
Because most people would say, well, they're not going to do that because they may be afraid that you may not want the friendship.
Yeah.
A lot of
Mhm.
people project what they're feeling onto you.
Absolutely.
So just because I'm like, damn, I don't know if she's going to be open to it, I'm just going to say she's not open to it. So I'm never going to say
Yeah.
anything. And it's like,
It's a pride thing too. Some people are
yeah,
very prideful.
yeah.
Yeah.
Especially when you're the one always breaking
Yeah.
up with people.
Yeah. I'm a prideful person too though. Like, so I know how that is sometimes. Like, but I think I've gotten better. Where I have to tell myself like, yo, tomorrow is not promised. Like,
Mhm.
whatever it is that's on your heart or whatever it is that you feel like you need to say, like, just do it. Just,
Mhm.
you know.
What are ways you feel like, because I'm a prideful person as
Mhm.
well, but then I've been practicing forgiveness more.
Mhm.
And I feel every time I speak about forgiveness, it like just hits a little different because
Mhm.
I've never known how important it was
Yeah.
up until like this year. I'll be honest with you. Like in my head, I'll tell myself, like, oh, I forgive them. Like, I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, what? I get over things fast. So it's like once I'm not bothered by it, it's like, whatever, I forgive you. But then you're still holding on to like resentment or anger
Mhm.
and so forth, right? So what are some ways in which I would say, let me see, or some things that like helped you bring the pride down a little bit? Like not be so prideful. And I guess be more graceful, I guess.
Yeah.
Right?
Um, I just think it really is just seeing people, whether I know them or not, just passing away, like passing away at
Mm.
young ages, passing away from random things like car accidents, being sick. And I'm just like, yo, it's really an invisible clock that's ticking that we have no idea like when is our time.
Mhm.
So it's like, why be prideful in my feelings about something, or be like, oh, I don't, like, why?
Yeah.
Like,
Mhm.
why not just say, you know what, I forgive you, let's move on. And like you said, just because you forgive somebody doesn't mean you're forgetting anything that they did.
Yeah.
But also, the forgiveness thing is really a personal thing.
Absolutely. It's for
It
you,
really
not
is. And
them.
people forget that. They think
Mhm.
forgiving is you weak.
Mhm.
Nah, that's for yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's more important to me. So, however that person might feel about me, I just want to let you know, like, look, I forgive you. I'm good. We're
Mhm.
cool. However this goes is fine. But like, I'm doing this really for myself.
Yeah. And that's something I had to realize within this
Mm-hmm.
process of like practicing forgiveness more. It's like just how much better I feel
Mm-hmm.
once I not only say it, but actually like practice it.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people can easily say, like, I forgive you, but then they still hold on to that resentment or
Yeah.
hurt or whatever else. And once I realize, like, I become so much lighter and I'm like,
Absolutely.
oh shit,
Absolutely.
this is really for
I
me.
could not fuck with somebody but doesn't mean I don't like you or I don't hate you.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I just
Yeah.
don't fuck with you.
That's
I'm good
it.
on you. I wish you all the best in life, you know?
Like,
I'm praying for you. Like,
yeah.
seriously, I just don't fuck with you.
With you.
Yeah.
I like that. Like, I want to end here.
I fuck with you though.
I fuck with you too. Like, that was just like a mic drop. Like, you get it,
Yeah.
you know? Because at the end of the day, it is what it is.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm done. I did the work. I did what I needed to do.
Yeah.
All right, let them know where they can find you, your show.
You can find me at IG is that DJ actress, and my show, which is Turn Me Up Nyla. You can find that on the IG as well. I drop a new episode every Thursday. Yeah, so on YouTube too is where we have like all the full episodes as well.
Yes, and her show be vibes. I like, okay.
We gotta have you on there next.
We gotta be so God, I'm shy.
Yeah, no, you're not. That's crazy. We both say this. We're shy. And then we're having the best time. I mean, I think this shot might have helped me too, though. So.
Nyla had to take a shot to loosen up, and y'all know I'm just wild. 2 days out the week. Today's 1.5. But thank you all for tuning in. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe. Also subscribe to Nyla's channel and check out her show, Turn Me Up Nyla. Is that the show?
You got it right.
I got it right?
Yeah.
Okay. And I shall see you all next week. Bye.